Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Manda from Manda the Biblio, and today we are doing my August Pile of Possibilities. Now, I want to preface this by saying that, one, I am just getting over being sick, so I probably don't sound great, and I'm probably not going to as the video progresses. I'm sorry if that's something that bothers you. But second, I am not going to get to all of these books. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to, especially because August is when I'm going to be starting my son back up with homeschool, and then at the end of August, hopefully as long as things work out the way that they should, I will be starting school myself again, which is a whole thing. I'm super nervous about it, and I guess I wanted to kind of go out with a bang of not being in school with a gigantic TBR. I won't be going into how I play Phase 10 in this video. I will link last month's. I went into it a little bit more in detail, and you got to actually see me playing. This month, I tried 2 days in a row. I was like, I need to film this video. I need to get it up. The first day I was a lot sicker than I was today, and I was still gonna do it, but I wasn't prepared. I had stuff that I still had to do, so I just didn't get to it. And then last night, as I was getting ready to go film, something happened and I ended up coughing, and it woke up the baby and she just wouldn't go back to bed. So I ended up having to lay down with her, and I just didn't get around filming. So during the day today, I filmed me playing the game, and I am going to kind of like chop it into this. I will say that I did not keep track of the cards very well, so there's a high likelihood that things are going to end up mixed up. So if things don't necessarily align the way that they should, that's why. I'm going to try to like splice it together in editing, but I might talk about the cards out of order, so I might refer back to something that I didn't actually talk about yet. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen. Also, I'm sorry if the angle's a little weird. I reorganized my shelves, and like this side doesn't really have anything, and it didn't look great on camera, so I tried to get more at this side where I've got more. Also, you can probably hear the fan in the background. It's in the bedroom. There's nothing that I can really do about that. Sprite is sleeping in there, so I'm keeping it on. Though I am starting to sweat already, and I just started, so hopefully we can go through this quick. So we will be going over the yearly challenges that I'm doing that have monthly prompts, the series TBR jar, what I rolled and what I picked, Readathin, and the books that I chose for that, library books that I have out and that are likely to come in during the month, and then we will get into Phase 10. I will try to leave timestamps down below. I still haven't figured out how to do that, but we'll try. Again, let's just get right into this. Maybe a lot to go through. So the first challenge that I'm going to talk about is the Biblio Lifestyle Challenge, and the prompt for August is to read a translated book or set in a different culture, and for that I'll just count whatever manga I read first, because I read a lot of manga, and obviously it's translated and set in a culture that's different than my own. For the buzzword cover challenge, the prompt is damaged cover, and I don't know if this fully counts, but I ended up going with Dead 11. I don't honestly know what this one's about. I just really like the cover. It's definitely a cover read. All I really know is that I think it's a thriller set in the 90s. For the buzzword title prompt, it is groups or clubs in the title, and for this I will be reading Teen Titans Together. I got an arc of this from NetGalley, and I about screamed when it came in. I love this series so far, and I'm really excited to get to this one. I've been waiting for it for what feels like forever. But obviously this is a continuation of the Teen Titans graphic novels, so I can't really get into what it's about, but obviously it's following the Teen Titans. Then there's the motif challenge, and that is celestial covers, and I'm going to be reading Reclaim the Stars. This is a short story collection that I'm really looking forward to getting to. It was one that was voted on for Reading Wednesday, and like I said, I'm really excited to get to it. But the last challenge is read your bookshelf, and the prompt for that is water, so I'll be reading Mermaids Never Drown. This is another short story collection as part of a series, and I'll be reading it also for Anthology of Authors for her kids, so I want to get that read. So next we're going to talk about the series TBR jar. I did roll a dice for this, and I drew the series. I did spend a little time redoing my TBR jar, and you'll see it. I hopefully next month will be able to actually sit down and film it, so it'll get a better look, but the footage hopefully was playing right now. I ended up rolling a 3, and I pulled Blood Like Fate, The Case of the Bizarre Bouquets, and The Governess Game. If you've been watching for a while, you probably know that I give punishments if I don't continue all of the series that I pull, and I've changed that up a little bit. Instead of drawing additional series, I will have to continue in the series that I drew. So I believe at the end of July, I will have 2 series left that I didn't continue from July's polls. So I will have to read 2 extra books in the series for that punishment. The only 2 that I'll be able to read from are the Enola Holmes series and the Girl Meets Duke series. I don't know which one I'll continue with. I'll read 2 from one of them or 1 from each. We'll have to see what ends up happening. But those are the 3 series that I need to continue. And then obviously we have Readathin that I'm doing. This is a readathon that I host with Donna from Donna Marie Reads, and I will have her channel linked down below. Alright, so we are just going to go through from the top of the board and just go through the reading prompts. So the first prompt is to read a book with a bright cover. I'll be reading Mermaids Never Drown. Then we have a summer hopeful, and I'll be reading Accomplice to the Villain. This is on both my summer hopefuls and my Beanies summer camp. So definitely a summer hopeful. And I need to get this read because I think I'm pretty early to get a copy of the next book from the library. So hopefully I can get that early and I can get both of these read. I believe it comes out in August. Then we have anticipated release or ARC, and I'll be reading Heartstopper Volume 6. I will be getting this in from the library, so I'll be able to finish that series. Then we have Author of Color, and for that I'll be reading Blood Like Fate. This is the second and final book in the series, and I really want to get it done. And obviously I pulled it from my TBR jar, so I have to. And then we have the Buzzword Challenge, which was titled with groups or clubs. So again, I'll be reading Teen Titans Together. Then there's weather on the cover, and I'll be reading The Mark of Athena because there's thunder, so it works. And that is the next book in the Heroes of Olympus series that I need to read. This is my first time reading it, and I'd really like to make some good progress in August. Then we have Give a Book Series Author a Last Chance, and for that I'll be reading Emerald. I read this author forever ago, and I really loved their work. Now, I have different reading tastes now, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one. This originally was a trilogy that ended on a cliffhanger, and I wasn't ever sure if we were getting another book, or a duology. Now it's a trilogy, I think. And I wasn't sure if we were ever getting another book, but I looked while I was transferring my series tracker over from Notion to Sheets, and there was a book. So I'm going to read it. If I don't enjoy it, then I just know that I don't need to read any more from this author. But if I do enjoy it, then I'll have plenty more books to read because they've released a lot more since I stopped reading them. Then we have Weekathon or Other Challenge. Obviously, the Weekathon announcement is not out for August, so I don't know what I'm reading for that yet. But then we have a book in a series, and for this I'll be continuing the Game Changers series and reading Common Goal. This one I'm kind of nervous about, but I'm hoping for the best. This one I think is an age gap, which I don't always love, so we'll see how I feel about it. Then we have least read format or genre, and I'm going to be reading The Mysterious Affair of Styles, and I will be physically reading this, which is my least read format. But I also don't read classics, which Agatha Christie is obviously a classic mystery author, and I don't really read a lot of mysteries, which I have in the past few months, but I don't generally read a lot, so I'm really interested to get to this one. I have not been a huge fan of the Agatha Christie that I've read before, but I also think it was very situational. Like, the first book that I read, I was reading for school, and I guessed the ending on accident. The second one, I honestly just don't remember very much of. The third one, I listened to an audiobook on a trip, and I was falling asleep because I was in a car riding, so I was falling asleep. So I feel like I didn't really give that the best chance. The narrator just didn't work for me, which is why I'm going to be reading this physically. Then we have Summer Object on the cover, and this was really hard for me. There weren't any books like on my TBR that had blatantly summer objects on the cover. So I ended up putting These Violent Delights on there, which I'm really nervous about this book because I have not heard the best things, but it ended up winning the Weeding Wednesday when it was on there, so I'm gonna give it a shot. But the summer object, I'm counting the roses. I was trying to look it up and I wasn't really getting too clear of an answer, but I think summertime is like when they bloom. I'm not botanical like Charlotte. Charlotte's gonna watch this and be like, excuse you. But the last prompt for Readathin is quick and fun read, and I will be reading Wait, I Love You, Volume 1. I got this as a gift just today, actually, as of me filming this. My birthday is when this video is hopefully going live, but this was sent to me from Krys, from Krys's Corner. I'll have their channel linked down below. They've become such a great friend of mine, and I'm just entirely grateful, and I'm honestly spoiled. This is still in the wrap, and if you know anything about manga, it's in the wrap for a reason, and I haven't taken it out yet. I haven't flipped through it, but I'm really excited about this. The most recent volume, I don't remember which one it was on a list of manga that was coming out, and it sounded like it was going to be so cute, so I really wanted to get to it. This is about an up-and-coming actor and a stylist, and they are in a relationship. The actor ends up getting a role in a movie that's going to send him far away, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to handle this on their relationship, but then the stylist ends up being asked to work on the film as well, so now they are both working on the film, and they have to try to hide their relationship. I feel like this could be kind of heartbreaking. We're gonna have to see, but I think that it's gonna be super cute seeing these two navigate this. So I'm really excited, and it's probably gonna be very spicy based on the wrapping. But those are the books that I plan on reading for Readathin. So let's get into the library books really quick so that we can talk about phase 10. That's the most exciting part. Well, besides Readathin, of course. So the books that I have out right now, I have Common Goal out currently, but it's due in 2 days. So I'm gonna have to take it out again. Hopefully it's available. That's the first book. Obviously I'm not gonna get to that. Obviously that is gonna have to be taken out again. Besides that, I have Shapes of Love. This one is not currently on my TBR plan, but I do hope to fit it in, and same with Everyone in This Bank is a Thief. I hope to fit that in somewhere real quick. They're about 10-11 hours each, so I think I can manage it, but we'll see. Then we also have It's All a Game. That one I might just let return. I have to read it physically, and I just don't think I'm in the mood for it right now. Then we have Perfect World Volume 1. That one I might just pick up really quick before the end of July. And then we have Way of Kings. As of filming this video, I'm 34% through it. We're making progress. I wanted to get to 50%, and then I didn't touch it today. So it is what it is. That I want done before August, so hopefully. As for the books that should be coming in within August, I have Heartstopper Volume 6, Adversary to the Villain, 1984, the graphic novel, The Fake Divination Offense. Super excited about that one, but did not put it on my TBR. The Story of Birds, that one I'm also very excited about, but also did not put it on my TBR. Daemons of the Shadow Realm, Volume 2, that is a manga, so I could read that super quick, not an issue. Soul Eater should be coming in, super excited about that. Again, did not put it on the TBR. I should have looked at this while I was planning, but it is what it is. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, Volume 1. Really looking forward to getting to that one. That should come in, but it's a manga, so I should be able to finish it quick. Thank You for Calling the Lesbian Line. This will be counting towards something, so I'll talk about that later. Possibly, apparently Sir Cameron Needs to Die might come in. It's at 5 weeks right now, so there's a chance. And then The Princess Groom, Volume 1. That is at 5 weeks as well, but that's a graphic novel, I think. So there's a good chance that that's going to come in as well. But then the next one is at 10 weeks, so that's probably not coming in. And my longest, I have 2 at several months, but one of them is not out yet, so that doesn't count. But Sea of Charms is sitting at several months, so yeah, that's not coming in anytime soon. And all of my libraries are sitting at several months. Anyway, those are the library books that should be coming in during August, and I hope to get to them. Now let's get to some phase 10. So the cards have these little clips on them. I have them set up on my whiteboard, and I did not feel like taking the clips off just to put them back on again. So I'm sorry, but they're going to be in the video. So I do rewards and punishments for my phase 10. So I want to rework my rewards and punishments for September because this is a little much even for me, but I think it's all doable, to be completely honest. So I got rewards for reading physical books. So I read 15 manga or graphic novels. For those, every 4 I count 1 reward. And then I read 1 novel. I kind of rounded up because I do plan on reading more manga. I just haven't at the moment because it is July 28th. So I just added 1 extra for that. So I ended up with 6 rewards. So I ended up rolling an 8 and got double up on prompts within a category. So for this, I just don't have to worry about not doubling up within the discards or the phase prompts. Normally I am only allowed, like I can double up with 1 phase prompt and 1 discard prompt, but I can't double up within each category. So now I can for this round, which is fantastic because I definitely did. Then I ended up rolling a 3, and the reward for that is to get a Welkin on Genshin. This is just every day you get a certain amount of the reward that you use to get new characters, so I'm gonna be able to get that. Just let's be real, I was probably gonna get it anyway, but now I have permission. And then I ended up rolling a 9, and for this, it is a reward that Discord gets to pick, so I need to ask in Discord what reward people want for me. And then I rolled another 9, and again, that was Discord picks. Then I ended up rolling a 7, which was to cancel a punishment, so I can use this now or save it for later, and it just will cancel one of the punishments that I either don't feel like doing or I can't manage this month. Oh, I look like I'm about to cry. I was just drinking water and it made me cough. And then I got a 2, and for that I got Treat Yourself. For some reason, drinking water just made everything so much worse. But anyway, the punishments that I got for not completing the phase. I had a couple books left that I didn't get to, or a couple prompts that I didn't get to, and then for each book that I did not complete, I got punishments for that, and then for not continuing my series, all of the series that I pulled from my TBR jar, but I only got 1 for that. So overall, I ended up getting 5 punishments. So first I ended up rolling a 6, and the prompt for that is 31 and 31, so I have to try to read 31 books, manga, graphic novels into 31 days. This is going to be interesting. That was a great start to the punishments. I will say somewhere in here I did roll that again, but obviously I can't do that twice, so I rolled again, but I don't remember where. Then I ended up rolling an 8, and for that was to roll a d6 and add that many prompts onto my phase 10, and I ended up rolling a 5. Then I got a 4, which is my oldest book on my TBR, and the book for that was The Mysterious Affair at Styles. And then I rolled another 4 and got that again. So for that, I'm either going to use the cancel a punishment, or I'm going to try to catch up on Dracula to today's date, or the date whenever I managed to catch up, because I really wanted this year to read Dracula like by the day, because I felt that would be more doable. And then I completely forgot and realized it started in May, so I'm gonna try to catch up. If I do catch up, then this prompt will be complete, but if I don't, then I will use the cancel of punishment. And then I rolled a 10, and for that was to draw another series for my TBR jar, and I ended up getting Emerald, and that's why that's on my TBR now. So the phase that I ended up doing was 2 odds and a set of 5, I think it was. It was a randomly generated one. I will leave the random generator down below so that you can check that out. Well, let's just get into this. And then we got a red 2, and that is Hypno, and that is to finish a book that you keep falling asleep during. And the shiny prompt is to come up with a night routine that can help you sleep better. So the book that I chose for this was Common Goal. I have a feeling I'm going to fall asleep reading this because I'll be probably reading it at night. Then we got a yellow 4, and for that I got random color on the cover, but I had to do 2 colors. And I got this dark gray and dark green. They had actual names, I don't remember them. But for those I'll be reading Bonesmith. I think it fits enough. Then we have a red 6, and for that I got Riri Remix from Herkid, and I will be reading 1984, the graphic novel, which I've never read 1984, and I have no interest in reading the novel, so I'm hoping that I can enjoy the graphic novel so I can at least consume the story still. But then we got a blue 8, and for that I got to watch YouTube daily, so I have a lot of booktube in my future. Then we have a yellow 6, and that is a book with vibes of a 90s movie, and that's from Celebrating 41 Years of Alorna, and for that one I'm going to be reading Dead 11. It takes place in the 90s. It's got a VHS tape on the front, so it should give the 90s vibes and remind me of a movie, hopefully. Next up we have a green 5, and for that I got Biomes from Herkid, and I will be reading Accomplice to the Villain. I'm really excited for that book, so I really hope I can get to it this month. But then we got a yellow 12. For this one I got Farfetched from Pokemanda, and that's to read a book where someone uses a plant as a weapon, and the shiny prompt is to keep trying something you couldn't do before. And for that one I'll be reading Harley Quinn, the animated series, I don't even know the name. I thought I remembered, but I didn't. But this book here. But then we have a yellow 2, and I got Titular Counting. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I will be reading Teen Titans Together. Then we got a yellow 3, and for that it was the Not So Secret prompts from Herkid. For that one I'll be reading The Case for the Bizarre Bouquets, and for the Not So Secret prompt I had to listen while crafting, but also it might include crafts, I don't know. But next up we have a yellow 11, and for that we got another Chaotic Dice. This one was the series TBR jar, and these are just books from my TBR jar that I pulled and didn't get to yet. So for that I'll be continuing LDK with volume 3. Sorry I'm not getting into these too much. I don't know too much about them, and I also want to be done filming. To be honest, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Next up we have a blue 3, and for that I got Elements on the cover from Phase Out Easy Board, and I'll be reading House of Hades to continue the Heroes of Olympus series. Then we had a blue 5, and that is Years and Decades from Phase Out Hardboard again, and for that I'll be reading Witchy Volume 2. Now red 7 ended up bringing up a new prompt that I added in August, and that is the Chaotic Dice. There are different categories for this, but the one I got for this was the to-do list. It's just a list of 20 tasks that I've been working on for a while that I really need to get done, and the task that I ended up getting was to finish my cardigan. I've been making a cardigan for way too long now, and I would like to get it done, so perfect. I'm making good progress. I'm doing the hexagon cardigan for anyone who crochets, and I got the base of it done. I just have to lengthen the bottom of the body and the back so that it can connect, do the sleeves, do the hem, the border, whatever you want to call it, and do the pockets. I think there's pockets on this one. Then we had a green 12, and for that I got cozy reading time, so I just need to cozy on up and read. But then we got a green 2, and for that I got decorate a home in Happy Home Paradise, which is on Animal Crossing, which I have not played in a while. So it's going to be interesting getting back to that. Then we had a red 11, and for this I got Throwback to the Good Old Days from Beat Your Backlist, from Beat the Backlist, not Beat Your Backlist. But we'll be reading The Giver. I'm reading this with my son. We made 0 progress in July, so hopefully we can work on it in August and get it done before school starts. Because when school starts, we get to start A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and I'm so excited. Then I ended up with a yellow 9, and for that I got numeric titles from Hercule, and I will be reading Dead 11, which is why I'm hoping it counts for buzzword, because I have it here. Then we had a blue 8, and for that I got Non-Binary Drag to Spirit. That's from the Pride Bingo, and Hard Mode is a book on someone else's Pride Bingo TBR. This one was tough for me because I'm trying to keep all of my books as manga, so I had to find a manga that somebody was talking about, and there's only a handful of TBRs out right now, so I ended up going with Love Me for Who I Am Volume 1, but I may need to buy this because I can't get it in my library. Then we got another blue 11, and for that one we had weapons on the cover, also from Phase Out, but the easy word this time. And for that I'll be reading Mark of Athena. Next up we had a blue 6, and the prompt that I got for that was Years and Decades, and that's from the Phase Out hardboard. Now for this one I'll be reading Sweat and Soap Volume 2. This is a manga. I don't remember what it's about. I read Volume 1 so long ago, but I'd like to continue, so we're going to. So the first discard was a blue 11, and the prompt that I got for that was Slow Bro. That's from the Pokemanda, obviously, and for that it's to read a standalone series book, and then the activity is to go off on a side quest. For this one I'm going to be reading Fandom Hearts. I started this last year I think, but I'm going to restart it. I believe that this is about 2 roommates, and she's trying to get a job or a certain position at their job. They work together and romance ends up ensuing, but I'm really looking forward to it. I liked the other book that I read by this author, so looking forward to getting to this one. Alright, so we will talk about the phase cards now, but first we got a red 10, and for that I got Trio of Trilogies from the Phase Out hardboard, and for that I'll be reading Damon Deception. Then I got a blue 10, and for that it was Battle and Bond Academy from Romanceopoly, and that is a romance featuring a warrior, warlord, assassin, or protector. And for that I'll be reading Damon Deception, because it said that Damien needs to protect the people. So then we have a green 10, and for that I got Lycanthrope Hall from Romanceopoly, and that's a shifter romance. And for that I'll be reading Accidentally Wedded to a Werewolf. And then I got a yellow 10, and for that I got Anthology of Authors from Hercule, and for that I'll be reading Mermaids Never Drown. I feel like there's something in my throat right now, and it's probably my nose stuffing up, so I'm just gonna try to rush through these as quick as I can. Then we got another yellow 10, and for that I got Thriller from the Read with Allison challenge, and for that I'll be reading Warrior Girl Unearthed. And now onto the odd cards. So I had a red 1, and for this I got It's Your Birthday from the Hercule challenge, and I'll be reading Wait, I Love You, Volume 1. And this will be for the meaning of my name, which is like to be loved or something like that. It works, I guess. Then I got a green 1, and for that it is Queer History from Rocky's Rainbow Readathon. And for that I'll be reading Thank You for Calling the Lesbian Line, and this will also be counting in Pride Bingo for the topic that I don't know much about. This is about a hotline for lesbians in the UK, I think, a long time ago. I don't remember exactly when, and I'm intrigued. I figured it was a thing, but I didn't know about this specific one, so I'm counting that. Then I got a yellow 3, and for that it was Paranormal from Horror Bingo, and Hard Mode is that there are ghost hunters or paranormal investigator characters. And for this, I'll be reading Something is Killing the Children, Volume 2, because I believe that they're technically paranormal investigators. I think. I hope. If I'm wrong, then somebody can tell me. But then I got a blue 5, and for that, it is Choose Your Curriculum from Hercule, and I will be reading The Mark of Athena for Mythology. And then I got a red 7, and for that, it was Not So Secret Prompts, also from Hercule, and I will be reading A Dangerous Path. I forgot what prompt that was for on the Not So Secret prompts, but I'll put it on the screen. And then I got a green 11, and for that it was US Road Trip from Hercule, and for that I'll be reading Accidentally Wedded to a Werewolf, because it takes place in one of the states that I chose. Alright, I think I talked about everything. I think that's it for this video. I'm going to go before the little tickle in my throat decides to come back. I hope that you enjoyed. Please comment down below and let me know what you are reading in the month of August or what you're hoping to read. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I am sorry that this video was so chaotic. Hopefully September's will be better, but I do hope that you enjoyed it either way. I know I'm a mess. I'm chaotic. It's just who I am. If you would like to know what I plan on reading for the Chaotic Book Club, you can check out Discord, which is linked down below. If you'd like to chat with me outside of the YouTube comments, I am always in Discord. So make sure to join next chapter. It's a ton of fun. Highly recommend if you do join to mute the Super Sweet Bot channel. I can't automatically mute it, and having it hidden just, I felt, wasn't helpful. But it's a bot that I use for doing my tasks, and I'm spamming in there every single day, so highly recommend muting it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you don't feel like chatting, feel free to leave the little emoji blowing its nose or the one with the face mask to protect yourself against my sickness. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me and embark in this chaos with me. I'm hoping to do vlogs throughout August. I've been doing really bad in July, but obviously things haven't been going. So hopefully in August I'll be able to vlog some more, and hopefully when school starts and stuff, I'll be able to kind of update you on that as well. I think it'd be fun to update on how homeschooling and being back at school is going. It's going to be an interesting time. I'm going to be very overwhelmed, so if I disappear from YouTube for a while, I apologize. I honestly would not be surprised. I'm going to try to keep doing things and try to plan ahead, but videos like this, obviously I have to wait. But I'm going to go. This video is going to take ages to edit. Hopefully I can get it up on my birthday in a few days. And yeah, again, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!